I actually found a quote that I thought was absolutely a perfect quote regarding your leadership. It's by the author of The Little Prince, and it says this: if you want to build a ship, don't drum up men to gather wood. Don't divide the work and give orders. Instead, teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea. David, from young audiences, from the arts community, from the state of New Jersey, we thank you for giving us that vision, the immensity of the sea. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Maureen. That was a testament to how well you know me to know how much I would want to be associated with a performance like Annalise. I would like to start just by saying on behalf of all of us who've come down from Hoboken in the St. Patrick's Day parade today there, what a pleasure it is to be with such a quiet, sedate, and temperate crowd as this. I was a little worried about the folks in the foyer. I thought the parade had actually come down to Princeton, but noticed how they were soothed by the music. The real pleasure for me tonight, of course, is to be recognized in this way by an organization I admire so much. When I think of staff leaders like Larry Capo and Maureen Heffernan, and young audience board members like Barbara Moran and Ross Danis, and when I run my eyes down the benefit committee for this event and I recognize so many people that I know and admire, I feel that I am in the company of friends and fellow learners and fellow strivers for the good of New Jersey, and particularly its young people. It makes me very proud that you've chosen to honor me tonight, and I do accept it personally as myself, because I think our relationships have meant a lot, and I think we will miss each other. I'll certainly miss you. I also, as you know, accept this honor as a representative of the remarkable Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation. I had a pithy remark ready to describe everyone, beginning with Scott and my entire staff, but since you've already done it, I'll just move on to say I'd like to introduce my family to you, my wife Nancy, my sons Ben and Rob. And they're, you guys can stand up. And of course, their lovely companions, Leslie and Kate. I got an email yesterday from a friend alerting me to the imminent publication of a book. It's like Maureen says, you know, there are a bunch of us who say, have you read this? It comes out tomorrow, actually. It's by a man named Stephen S. Hall, and it's titled Wisdom. The subtitle is From Philosophy to Neuroscience, and it is, in fact, a look at ancient notions of wisdom through the lens of modern brain science. I like to think about words like wisdom, if only so I can try to be more like my friend Clement Price. There are people who cut discussions short about words like that, saying you can't define that. And that's been the reaction to some of the themes that Larry mentioned that we're working on at Dodge right now: creativity, sustainability. They say if you can't define it with precision, how do you know what you're working toward? My answer to that is that the pursuit of a definition for a word like wisdom or creativity or sustainability is nothing less than the pursuit of who we want to be, individually and as a society. And for those of us who are educators, that pursuit includes our aspirations for what the young people in our lives can become. Now, when you think of a word like wisdom, the concept of wisdom, what do you picture? My guess is that more of you thought of a gray-haired elder than a young boy or girl dancing or acting or singing or painting. But listen to what Stephen Hall wrote in his long Sunday New York Times article a couple of years ago that formed the basis for his book on wisdom. He acknowledges that people throw up their hands at defining wisdom and then say, nevertheless, certain qualities associated with wisdom recur in the academic literature. A clear-eyed view of human nature and the human predicament. Emotional resiliency and the ability to cope in the face of adversity. An openness to other possibilities. Forgiveness. Humility. And a knack for learning from lifetime experiences. Does that list remind you of anything? It could easily have come from a speech or a journal article by Elliot Eisner about what the arts teach. Later in his article, Hall quotes a researcher saying, a great deal of evidence, both anecdotal and empirical, suggests that the seeds of wisdom are planted earlier in life. Exactly. Young audiences knows that. Its teaching artists know that. Those of you who support young audiences know that. Young audience is not keeping kids and teachers and families busy with charming activities. Young audiences is planting the seeds of wisdom. And just think of all those neural pathways firing up and opening up. I also can't resist one more line from Hall's article in the Times, which I think will be particularly reassuring to any of you in this room who's running an arts organization in New Jersey in 2010. Quote, successfully coping with crises and hardships in life might not only be a hallmark of wise individuals, but also one of the pathways to wisdom. So Larry, Maureen, Mary Sue, you're all looking and sounding more like Gandhi every day. So again, my deep thanks to young audiences, and I hope you will wholeheartedly join me later tonight in a research experiment. I'd like to test the theory that one of the pathways to wisdom is dance till you drop. Thank you.